Thank you. Well, most cities and towns in Massachusetts, the new school year will begin this week. Well, that brings a certain amount of anxiety in and of itself. It's only heightened by some, or for some rather, by the thoughts of bullying. The state has been aggressive in trying to crack down on bullying, but is it enough? We're pleased to be joined this morning by Dr. Donna Housman, a clinical psychologist and the founder and executive director of Beginning School in Weston. And Dr. Housman, we appreciate you coming in this morning. Let's talk about what they're doing here in the Commonwealth, first of all. The legislature's got involved, and they've asked cities and towns with school districts to come up with their bullying plan, submit it, involving parents, police, students. What do you think of the plan and what they've done in Massachusetts along those lines?
Well, I think it's a very important component to deter bullying, but what is really necessary is in prevention, and prevention through education and starting right away. First 3 to 5 years of life. And
you like to break it down in terms of understanding all aspects of this and those involved. Let's start first of all with the bully. What are the characteristics generally you find? What leads someone to be a bully?
Well, it depends on their experiences, and oftentimes a bully may have had experiences themselves in having been bullied. Also, they really lack the capacity for empathy and really being able to understand, to be sensitive to the impact that their behavior may have on others.
So when you have someone you think you've sort of detected as a bully, if you will, how do you intervene then? How do you approach that person?
Well, I think that there are several ways to approach the person, but I think what's really most important is being able to communicate what it is that you're feeling. And really being able to become very aware of what those feelings are and respond in kind to that.
It seemed to me a lot of bullies would say, yeah, you know, I'm emotional, I don't have that stuff, I don't want to talk about it. That seems like it'd be a tough barrier to break down.
Well, I think that the emotional intelligence piece in terms of helping children develop those skills from early on is a way that people can really learn how to process their feelings and then how to use that to guide them, use that information to guide them in their thinking and in their behavior. Because from the very beginning, that's how we communicate. We communicate with our emotions before language is developed. And emotions are critical in relationships and in relating.
Emotional intelligence, be specific in terms of what that is.
Okay. Emotional intelligence is the ability to be aware of one's feelings and the feelings of others, to be able to manage the intense emotions that one has, both the pleasurable ones and the distressing ones, and also to be very sensitive to the emotions of others.
Is it kind of like an out-of-body experience in a way where you can see yourself acting a certain way or responding a certain way emotionally? And that's how you know, maybe you need to curtail whatever actions you're involved in at that time?
Well, it's really about being aware of what you're feeling and how to communicate that constructively and not destructively. How to let somebody know that they're angry and why they're angry. And also being able to manage the intensity of your own emotion so that you don't act in a way that can be destructive.
What's the easiest way to get people, especially youngsters, to recognize their emotional intelligence?
Well, if you start really on, it's really being able to show that when you're angry, the way we communicate that is our face, our voice, our behavior, and being able to connect why somebody may be angry. And when you're talking about a young child, they may be angry because another child came and broke their tower or knocked down their tower. Sure. And then it's important for that child to be able to communicate to the other one how they're feeling and why. And then the goal is to be able to allow them to come up with alternative ways of solving the problem that is really more constructive.
Very short on time for parents. If you identify that your child is being bullied or maybe even a bully his or herself, what should you do in that circumstance?
Well, I think if you're identifying that your child is being bullied, it's really important to sit down with your child and be able to talk with them and ask them, let them know that you're noticing something is different in their behavior, the way they're acting, maybe not wanting to go to school, maybe changing their sleeping habits, their eating habits, being more withdrawn. And you're really wanting to sit down and talk with your child about what's going on and giving permission for them to really share their feeling. And that's what's really critical, is being able to accept your child's feeling and knowing that accepting your child's feeling is not the same thing as accepting their behavior.
Right. You're going to have a Q&A on bullying prevention. Fighting bullying by arming children with emotional intelligence is coming up on Wednesday, September the 14th from 7 to 8 o'clock. Beginning School in Weston, beginningschool.com for more information and find out how you can attend. Dr. Housman, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming in this morning and talking about a very serious subject, especially as we head back to school.